Your morning blitz begins now.
Yeah! Have a great Friday, you mother...
Oh, we're going to. Don't you worry about that. I'm going to have a pretty great Friday, not going to lie. How are you, Kelly?
I am okay. How are you?
Not too bad.
Good.
Not too bad. Coming up here in less than an hour, we are going to do a round of Am I the A-hole? And I have to throw myself completely under the bus.
Oh, I can't wait.
We may lose every female listener we have.
Uh-oh.
Oh, really?
Uh-oh.
What have you done?
I'll tell you.
Is that, so this is about you? Or
Oh,
you
100%.
the a-hole?
100%.
Oh, this is... Okay, so you're asking.
Yes. Yep. And the answer may be yes. I don't know. It could be.
Well, if we're going to lose every female listener, I have a feeling the answer might be yes.
Vic, how are you?
I am great, man. I am fantastic.
Wow, what's so amazing?
Well, I haven't fished for 2.5 weeks.
Okay.
When I leave here, I'm going home and eating a big meal, and then I'm going to the lake and fish till dark or till the storms come, whichever
I was going to
comes
say,
first.
you sure about that?
It's supposed to be about 8 o'clock they're supposed to hit.
Okay, so not till a little bit later. It is going to be a high of 86 again today.
8 o'clock tonight.
Right. Yeah. Kind of a repeat of yesterday, which was an absolutely gorgeous, perfect day. So hopefully that holds out for you, and you can catch a 7.3 pounder.
Okay, when you say you're going to eat a big meal,
Yes.
what does that mean?
I don't know what it is yet. I'm just going to stuff myself so that I'm good to go for the entire
Whatever you can find.
afternoon and evening of fishing.
Just throw it all together.
Yeah, I'll probably hit some fast food, something. Just
Oh, okay, so you're not going to go home and eat. You're actually going to go get a big meal and then eat.
yeah, I'm gonna grab something on the way home.
Gotcha.
Go home, eat, hook up the boat, and go.
You're not going to use like Chat GPT and say, hey, I've got cocktail weenies, mustard, got some coleslaw, and some chips. What can I make? I'm not going to do that.
No.
Which I've seen a lot of people do lately.
Yeah.
Like, that's a good way to use your leftovers and make sure they don't go to waste. You can actually go to Chat GPT, tell it what you have,
Yeah.
and it'll put together a meal for you.
I've seen that.
I don't know if that's the best way to do it, because I mean, you could have some weird combinations sitting in your fridge right now.
Yeah, we don't like to waste food in my house. We will eat leftovers.
I got kind of bad at that. I'd buy like these to-go meals, the pre-made meals, and then on the drive home, like I'd grab drive-through, and next thing you know, it's like, oh, that expired. Because those pre-made meals are only good for like 4 or 5 days. You know,
Right,
refrigerated
yeah,
meals,
sure.
and it's like, oh, whoops.
It's like Thanksgiving dinner.
Yeah. When I said catch a 7.3 pounder, you went, dude.
That would be the biggest bass I ever caught.
That'd be the biggest one.
Oh, yeah. You don't see 7-pound bass around here, man. Not very often. It's rare.
Okay. So what's the
She
biggest
said-
you caught around here?
5.5.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And every, like, a 1 pound bigger is still a big deal, though, right?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Right.
You're talking about personal best, man.
That's true. All right. So, yes, a very busy Friday on the way, including the Am I the Asshole? And make sure you set your alarm. 8:30 this morning. Put the alarm in your phone so it beeps and you know to either tune in or jump online and stream at theblitz.com because Tiny Texie is going to be coming in. She's performing at Sirens all weekend. She had her first performance last night, which I feel bad. We're getting her up and early at 8:30 in the morning after she had to perform last night. So she's got a couple more shows coming up tonight and tomorrow.
I'm looking at her. I just picture her standing on the desk.
I mean, 3'10". Yeah. The world's shortest exotic dancer, from what I understand. So we'll find out what that's all about. Let's get going on a Friday with Blitz Morning Trivia. Thick, what you got?
All right, so we're coming up on Memorial Day weekend, and that means the Indianapolis 500 will run. That is a week from Sunday on the 25th. And this rock band has teamed up with Meyer Shank Racing. They will sponsor the number 60 Honda car, which is driven by Felix Rosenvist, I believe it is. Who's the band? Who is the rock band that will have their name on the number 60 Honda car at the Indy 500? Be the first one to tell us at 99-700. We'll hook you up with $25 to go spend at waterbeds and stuff. You all right there?
No. Oh, why?
I just told him a story about my contact crisis yesterday in my right eye. Now your eyes are watering.
They are.
I don't know, man. It got hit. It got lost.
When your husband's like, it's not in there. You're like, oh, it's in there.
It's in there somewhere, just not where it's supposed to
See?
be.
Hell no.
You are hilarious.
No.
I give up. I totally give up.
Well, you are hilarious, Goose. I mean, earlier, Kelly, we were watching the greatest kills in the Final Destination movies. They had them ranked. And he's laughing hysterically at this disgusting
Oh, the guy who gets his gut sucked out of his butthole?
in the pool?
Yeah, there's a scene where there's something breaks in the pool and he gets stuck right on the
drain.
Right on the beehole.
Just sucks everything out of him.
Sucks everything out.
And we're laughing hysterically. But my God, you talk about something with the eyes and he just loses it.
Finger in your eyeball. Oh, God.
Yeah, I surrender. I am done. I'm done trying with contacts. I'm sticking with glasses. That's it.
Here's the deal, Kelly.
They beat me.
No, but it's okay, though, because the glasses that you wear fit perfectly, look super hot. You're like super hot smart chick
with
the glasses on. There's no need for you to put contacts in your eyes.
All right. Well, thanks for lying to me. I appreciate it.
I am not lying at all. I am not lying at all. Because then what's going to happen is, like you said, you're going to lose a contact. You're going to have your pinky in there. You're going to shove it too far in, like Final Destination. You're going to lose an eyeball.
Yeah.
Then I'm going to have to call you Patch McGee because you're going to be in here every day, and it's going to be your right eye, and I'm going to be looking at the patch the entire time.
No
every
patch. You're looking
day.
at the empty socket, buddy.
Oh, that I would
patch.
do, though. That I would do. As long as I can wet willy your eye socket.
Okay, now that's...
See, if the eyeball's gone, I've got no problem with it.
Okay.
I'll wet willy it. It's the touching of the eyeball that is the problem.
One-eyed Willie.
Oh, yeah, give me an eye socket. I got no problem with that.
Well, I was bested by the right contact, so I'm not trying anymore. I gave up yesterday.
Damn
That's
it, now I was kind of
I'm
excited
done.
about the eye socket. But no, that's not going to happen. All right.
No.
Let's get the answer for Blitz Morning Trivia, Thick.
All right. The question was, Creed has teamed up with Meyer Shank Racing to sponsor the number 60 Honda car at next weekend's Indy 500. Did I just say the band? I did just say the band, didn't I?
Did you say Creed?
I did say
Oh, that's
Creed.
what I heard. Yeah.
It was what band, but, you know. So we already got the winner, and it is Creed. And they will be attending the race for the first time. Said they are very excited to attend their first Indy 500 this Memorial Day weekend and see this incredible car in person. Can't wait to be there. And it will be driven by Felix Rosen. It's Rosenquist.
Rosenquist.
Yeah, it's spelled Qvist at the end, but it's Quist. Swedish driver.
Quist.
Jana informed me of that. Jana was the first one to text in the correct answer. Like, she blew everybody away, said she's a huge IndyCar and NHRA fan, so she knew that answer.
Oh, there you go.
Fast, and she scored $25 to spend at waterbeds and stuff.
Hey, I don't know if this is an unpopular opinion or not, but I'm going to say it. Like in the what was it, late 90s, early 2000s, Creed slapped.
Yeah.
I liked them.
Oh, dude, when we first started playing them, it was My Own Prison, and everybody's like, Goose is what is listen to this.
Yeah, My Own Prison was a great song. Hey, if you want to celebrate this weekend, or tonight possibly, today would be the day. It is National Barbecue Day. Man, I am so excited to get moved in, get back to grilling and smoking. Cannot wait.
Yeah, I asked you yesterday. You've got a grill, you've got a smoker.
And a Blackstone.
And what's a Blackstone?
The griddle, the flat top.
Oh, a griddle. Okay, yeah.
You don't know what a Blackstone is?
I'm not all up in the outdoor cooking.
You don't have to be. They're everywhere.
Okay, yeah. I mean...
Okay, yeah. No, it's hibachi. You know, you make the flat top, yeah. But man, you can make some really good food on that Blackstone. Mm-hmm. Yep. So, if you enjoy grilling, I want to give you a little grill quiz. All right, because they did a little survey talking about grilling. When it comes to Americans, burgers or dogs, what do you think comes out on top?
I'm going to say burgers.
Vic, what do you think?
They should be burgers.
It is burgers.
Okay.
78 to 22%. Chicken or pulled pork? What do you think they go for?
Chicken.
I would go for pulled pork, but it's probably chicken.
Okay. And that's actually fair because that's exactly how it worked out. 47% said chicken, 46% said pork.
Oh.
7% said shouldn't touch either of them. Here we go. Sausage or ribs? Which one comes out on top?
Ribs.
Give me ribs.
I can't even believe it was this close. 56% of the vote went to ribs. That should be like 90% of the vote.
Yeah.
I get there are people who don't want meat off the bone. Kelly, we talked about it yesterday. Yeah. Ribs aren't for you, but still, ribs are so superior to sausage.
I
sausage like a bratwurst or something?
I'd have to think so, yeah.
Okay.
I can do some really good stuff with Italian sausage on the grill.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I love Italian sausage. Give me some peppers and onions on there.
Yeah.
Oh, 100%.
Mushrooms.
Yeah, love it. But not over ribs.
No.
All right, here we go. Sides, potato salad or coleslaw?
Potato salad.
Thick.
Who's making it? I need to taste them both. There's good coleslaw and there's bad coleslaw. There's good potato salad and there's bad potato salad. I'm going to go potato salad.
Okay. I don't like either of those, but 66% chose potato salad. More sides. Macaroni salad or mac and cheese?
Mac and cheese.
Oh, mac and cheese.
Yeah, that won 77% of the vote. Yeah, absolutely. All right. Getting into a little dessert here. Watermelon or pineapple?
Oh, gosh, I love both. But listen, there's nothing there. Pineapple on the grill is so good. I'm going pineapple.
I hate pineapple.
Okay.
So I'll take the watermelon.
I agree with you. Pineapple on the grill is amazing.
So good.
However, I think they put it in the kind of the dessert category. Watermelon won with 69%.
Okay. I love a watermelon. I don't hate it.
It's fruit. That's not dessert.
I agree. I completely agree.
Yeah.
Baked beans or cornbread? Which way are you going on that one?
I love them both, but I'm going to say cornbread because beans are very, like, you either love a bean or you hate a bean. So I'm going to say cornbread.
I'm going baked beans, but I'd love to have both at the same time.
Yes! Smother the cornbread in the baked beans.
I'll tell you what. I don't like either of those. However, I can't think of a food that I hate more than beans. Yes. Any beans.
Really?
Baked beans, black beans, pinto beans.
Can't do chili then, huh?
No, it would be meat only chili. Yeah, no bean. That's like popping a pimple in your mouth. Like you got that casing, and then the mushy inside. No,
my wife would agree with you, sir.
Oh yeah,
she hates beans.
No, but cornbread won with 58% of the vote. So if you want to celebrate today, what?
Just I feel like.
It's like walking up to your teenage son and just biting on his cheek.
Oh, jeez.
But I feel like kidney beans do that, but not black beans.
They all do. Yes, they do. Absolutely.
No. Black
100%.
beans?
Yes.
Okay.
They're all the same.
Okay.
So, yes, get out and grill, celebrate National Barbecue Day today, 99.7 The Blitz.
Not so breaking news. The news already broke. We're trying to put it back together.
All right, so I think it's safe to say as you get older, especially in your senior years, people like a routine. That's just what they get used to, and that's the routine for the day. Well, apparently this gentleman has a routine too, because back on March 21st, an 83-year-old man crashed into the Webster Bank in Clarkston, New York. It happened around 2 p.m. At the time, he said he thought the vehicle was in park, and he accidentally hit the gas pedal and drove through a glass window there at the bank, and thankfully, no one was hurt. Well, exactly 6 weeks later, on Friday, May 2nd, the same 83-year-old man crashed the same car into the same Webster Bank at the same time around 2 p.m. in the exact same spot. In fact, the window hadn't been fixed yet. They had temporary plywood up, and this time he told the police he was steering into the parking spot when he thought he hit the brake, but he hit the gas and flew right through the plywood into the bank. Now, the man wasn't cited the first time everything happened, but this time it was like, all right, we're giving you a couple tickets. He was injured. It was minor, but he was injured in the crash. They've already put up another piece of temporary plywood, so be prepared. Set your clock. What's 6 weeks from now?
Yeah.
The end of June 29th at 2 p.m.
Again.
We'll have another crash at that exact same bank. Why would you do that, bruh? Several people online are saying you got to take that man's keys. It's about time.
Oh,
he's kind of done. Yeah. Zoning laws. Those are a thing. When you want to build something or do something, a lot of times you have to check in with the city because certain areas might be planned for certain things. Like if this guy went to his city and said, hey, I have an idea. I want to build a special horse laboratory because I am doing studies and I want to collect horse semen, and this is going to be the place to do it. We're going to have this whole thing. And because I'm going to be working so much, I'm also going to build like a loft above the lab where if I need to crash or stay there, I can stay there.
So we need commercial and residential. Oh, no, he's not commercial. It's just a research.
A research
we need
facility.
Science and residential.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Yeah. And the area was zoned for, commercial research, things like that, whatever that, non-residential basically is what it is. But this plot of land is gorgeous. It's in an area in the countryside, so he could get, the horses had places to go, and he could do his work, collecting horse semen and doing the things he wanted to do. Well, when they did a checkup on the building, the outside of the building looked exactly like the blueprint plans for this research facility. But then when you went inside, it turns out, no, this guy just built himself a really nice countryside house.
He got a mansion in a commercial district.
Hilarious.
Yep. And so the city has now stepped forward and said, tear that down.
Oh, my God.
Did he at least have horses?
He did have one horse.
Okay. Oh, just one.
Yeah, one horse.
Oh, that
and
poor
whether
thing
or
was
not
gonna-
he was still collecting horse semen from that horse, I don't know. But they're like, no.
And was it for research?
You're no scientist.
Man, I hope so. Research or personal use, I'm not sure. But they are making him tear the house down because those were not the city plans. And I don't, does he just absorb the bill on that one?
Yeah.
I would think.
You weren't honest with us, so
Right.
you just got to absorb that bill for building that house.
Wow, that was expensive.
Yeah.
But why do I need a permit for stuff I do in my own backyard? That's annoying to me.
Well, no, but you couldn't have a backyard there. Your own backyard.
No, I know that. But you were talking about, you have to go
like
through
your HOA rules.
Well, no,
city
like if
rules
I wanted to if I wanted to build a garage extension that went back another 15
Oh,
feet,
for like zoning.
I gotta go buy a permit. I gotta convince them to let me do it. On top of that,
Yeah, okay, I can see that on your own land.
yeah, and you have to, and whether you get that depends on how you explain what you're using it for.
Oh, yeah.
Just don't use the words horse semen because they'll get you.
That'll get you every time. Some of the Blitz. All right, let's get into it. Am I the a-hole?
Uh-oh.
And this is a personal story, because when I say, am I the a-hole, I'm literally talking about me. I want to know your opinion, 800-821-9970, and I don't know where to start. I don't want to make excuses, but it's not an excuse, and I don't know if I want to start with that or just tell you the story first. I'll just tell you the story first.
Okay.
At 8:30 yesterday morning during the show, I got a text message, as I do every morning, a good morning text from my fiancée, Nora. And shortly after that, found out she was at work at the doctor's office that she works at, in one of the exam rooms, curled up in the fetal position because she had this terrible something going on in her gut. And the only comfortable position was laying in the fetal position. And she was waiting for the doctor to get there because she was going to get checked out real quick. And so about 30 minutes later, I'm calling her. I'm concerned. It's about 9 a.m. And found out she's actually on the way to the hospital because the doctor did a little exam and thought she might have diverticulitis, like an inflammation of the colon.
Okay.
Or something. But his concern was it was so tender there might be a perforation. There might be something going on inside. And so it said, you have to go to the emergency room. And so she did, and thankfully they got her right in, and she's in a bed, and they were running some tests. And, of course, when I find out she's on the way to the emergency room, I said, with you guys in the room, I said, I will leave right after the show, because I'm already going down after the show today. That was already the plan. But I said, I will leave right after the show, and I will be there in 3 hours. She said, no, don't do that. Just wait. She goes, I don't want you to miss anything, or maybe you come down and it's nothing. Maybe I got a big old fart just hanging out. I don't know. And she told me not to come.
Okay.
And I said, okay. And I had a dentist appointment yesterday after the show at 11. I said, I'll go to the dentist, you get checked, and then if I have to leave after the dentist, I'll rush right down. So I go to the dentist, and this is a side story for later, but I thought I was going to be there a while. I was there like 20 minutes. So the dentist appointment didn't take as much time as I thought. And so I call her, and she had run, so they were doing a CAT scan and an MRI. They did load her up with Dilaudid. She texted me she was high.
That's the good
as an
stuff.
effort.
That is the good
Yep.
stuff.
But at this particular point, there was nothing going on. She was still waiting. And she said, "Don't come." And I said, "Okay." So it is now 12 o'clock, 12:15. I've checked in with her. She's waiting. She's getting tests done. And I'm sitting here twiddling my thumbs. And it's 85 and sunny out.
Oh, I know where this is going.
There's nothing for me to do.
Except play golf.
Except play golf.
I knew it.
So I'm in the car, and I FaceTime her, driving with my golf clothes on. She's in her gown in the bed, and I'm like, "Everything okay?" She's like, "Yeah, just waiting on Tess." I said, "Okay, I'll check in with you after hole 3. So I do. I check in with her after hole 3, and I'm getting ready to putt, and I hear like her heart. I heard her heart machine beeping, and I was like, "Shh, I'm going to put you on mute for a second so I make this putt. Your heart machine's distracting me. I don't want to miss this putt. It's for birdie. Come on now." So finish the round, and she's home. Everything's fine. Am I the a-hole for going golfing, and Nora's laid up in a hospital bed? What do you think, Kelly?
I think you're not the a-hole.
Not!
No.
Okay.
100%. I put myself in Nora's situation. There is nothing you can do. She's waiting. She doesn't know. They're thinking maybe it's this, maybe it's that, maybe it's not anything. And she's probably in a little bit of distress. And the worst case scenario is that you drive up there and it turns out to be nothing, which is exactly what would have happened.
And let me reiterate, that's what it was. After all the tests and 8 hours at the hospital, the doctors literally said, "There's nothing wrong with you."
Wow.
She had an MRI. She had a CAT scan. She had an ultrasound. They checked her kidneys. They checked her colon. They checked her stomach. They checked her uterus and fallopian tubes. They were worried about a twisted I don't know what it's called, twisted ovary or something. They literally sent her home and nothing's wrong.
And then they sent a $37,000 bill to the insurance company.
Absolutely.
Yeah, right.
Absolutely.
No, I say not the a-hole. If I were, and sometimes people, when they're in some amount of physical pain or distress, they want to be alone.
Yeah.
And I don't know if Nora's that way or not, but sometimes you can be in a state to where you would rather, let me just get through this. I know it's not fatal. I'm not dying here, but something, we're figuring something out. You just stay home. I would want you to be on the golf course. Swear to you. Hand to God, I would want you to be doing something to pass the time. Enjoy yourself. I'll take care of this, and we'll talk. I'll let you know what's going on. I'll keep in touch.
All right. Thick.
Not the a-hole.
Yeah, no, everything Kelly just said, man. There was nothing you could do. That's the biggest key.
Right.
She told you not to come.
Yeah.
And with good reason.
Okay. Well, then good. I'm glad we're all in agreement, because if roles were reversed, if something happened to me here, I would absolutely tell Nora to do whatever she wants up there. I would have no problem with whatever she wanted to do if I was sitting in a hospital bed getting tests. Because if I got a call on hole 7 that, hey, they found a perforation, they're taking me in.
You're gone.
I'm dropping. I'm leaving my clubs on hole 7, and I'm... Okay, I wouldn't leave my clubs, but I would be on my way
immediately,
instantly,
of
without
course.
a doubt.
Yeah.
And that's the thing, too. I think you have to know each other well enough to know, is Nora the kind of person who would say, no, don't come, I'm fine, but really she needs you? Like, you know her well enough now to know whether she's being sincere. And she was being sincere. So I think, no, absolutely not. I think you did the right thing.
Carrie disagrees. She says you didn't go to the hospital. You should have went regardless to offer support. Okay.
Yeah, I don't agree with that, Carrie, at all, especially because it is a very long drive. It's a very long drive.
It is. 3
Nora
hours
knows
and 15
that.
minutes, yeah.
Nora knows, and she made the right call. You've got to trust the person when they
Lisa says, absolutely not, Goose. If she were here in Columbus, you would have been there. Absolutely.
Matt, the truck driver, says, but did you make the putt?
Yeah.
Oh, from muting her heart monitor?
Yes.
Yeah, I made the putt. Yeah, absolutely. Thank you. Yes. Thank you for your concern, Matt. That's the biggest question, of course. Did I make the putt?
Going back to the roles being reversed, do you think she would have come here anyway?
I don't think so.
No?
No.
Okay.
No, I don't think so. If we have enough communication, we would listen that it's like, no, I'll tell you if something's wrong.
Right.
And then come. But if it's nothing, it's nothing. And there's nothing else I can do about it.
Lori says, not the a-hole. Worrying would not have helped.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty much all you could have done. Now, I get it. I don't know. I get it, the thought that, no matter what, I'm dropping everything and going. But, it is... Yeah, I don't know what I'm saying. I don't think you're the a-hole. I'm trying to think of a reason why I think you should have gone, and I can't come up with it.
You're not the a-hole.
And there isn't one.
No.
Right. Okay, good.
I think women will continue to listen to this show.
And I do feel like Nora would tell you, listen, I think this is an emergency. Would you? I hate to ask you to come.
Right.
I'm really worried here.
I feel
absolutely. Like she would have been honest.
I need support or something.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
And I would have been there.
Yeah.
No problem. All right, good. Not the a-hole. Whew, feel better. It's 99.7 The Blitz.
And now, 3 things you need to know before you go.
Olympic champion and former Ohio State wrestler Kyle Snyder, who was arrested in a prostitution sting, is planning to plead guilty to a lesser disorderly conduct charge on Monday. Snyder and a dozen other men were charged after they allegedly responded to internet ads for escorts posted by detectives and then met with undercover officers in a North Columbus hotel room. By the way, Snyder has been temporarily suspended by the U.S. Center for Safe Sport because of the arrest while this situation works its way through court. If you have tickets to see Kevin Hart tonight at the Schott Sneed Center, the show's been rescheduled to September 26th. No explanation was given. All previously purchased tickets will be honored on the new date. Ticket holders with further inquiries should reach out to the point of purchase.
How did I not know that Kevin Hart was performing tonight?
I don't know. I didn't know until he canceled. So, yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
Okay.
And apparently he canceled a couple of shows in Michigan for next month. So I don't know what's going on with his schedule or if he's got some personal issues.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah. A British judge has ruled that a sperm donor cannot have custody of a 3-year-old girl who is one of the 180 children he says he's fathered. This guy's name is Robert Albin, but he likes to call himself Joe Donor. He is an American living in the UK and advertises his services on Facebook as an unregistered sperm donor. He says he will provide sperm for artificial insemination or he'll get you preggo the old-fashioned way. Anyway, this woman contacts him. She wants to do it the old-fashioned way. She gets pregnant, has this baby, but come to find out she has 7 other children and 5 of them have already been taken away from her. So anyway, she can't care for this one either. And Joe Donor says, I want to adopt this 3-year-old. I want to adopt this girl. It's my kid. The judge said, the girl can be adopted, but absolutely not by Mr. Sperm Boy. He is not allowed to adopt this child.
What's wrong with him?
Well, apparently this guy has children. Number one, just for factual purposes, he has children in the U.S., China, Argentina, Australia, and the U.K. There is a warrant out for his arrest in the U.S. for unpaid child support, and he has given 5 women who have used his sperm to get pregnant. He's stalked them for parental and visitation rights.
Okay, that makes sense.
So he is a nut.
Okay.
And
I guess if you're offering up unregistered sperm donation, either donated or through the old-fashioned way, I guess you are a little crazy.
Yeah.
Wow.
Is this how you spend your life doing? I mean,
that's
trying to get as many women pregnant as you can.
Because I was going to say a sperm donor actually adopting a child is fine. You know, like I'm sure there are men that have kids that are also sperm donors, but yeah, if he's also a nut as much as she is, then there's a problem.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Heck.
All right. Those are your 3 things.
All right. As I previously stated, I have a really big gut feeling that somebody in this studio owes somebody else in this studio
What did I do?
a big apology.
Okay.
Vic, what do you think you might or would have to apologize for if it was something? What do you think it would be?
I said something and I don't realize I was offensive or I insulted somebody
Okay.
because I was misunderstood.
It's misunderstood. It's not the words I said. It's how that person perceived the words that I said.
Right.
Yeah.
Kelly knows. She's been around me for years. She knows.
I'm sorry you feel that way, is basically what you're saying. Kelly, if there's something you had to apologize for.
I don't know, man. I
would it
feel
be?
like I over-apologize. Not over-apologize.
No, you do.
But I am like very sensitive to when I've come up against somebody and done the wrong thing, and it really nags on my conscience. So if I owe the apology, it's going to be devastating.
I can't.
If I'm the one who owes the apology, because I would think that I would be sensitive enough to already know what it is, and I cannot fathom what it could be.
I can't tell you how many times I get a text 2, 3 in the afternoon. Hey, I just want to tell you I'm sorry for what I said this morning about this. And I'm like, what are you talking about?
She's done that to me already a few times.
I know.
Hey, yesterday,
right.
you know that I was just kidding when I said, yeah, of course I do. You couldn't offend me if you tried, Kelly. There's no way.
All the time it happens.
All right. Well, let's. Do you have the harp sound? I want to take a little trip back in time here, if we can.
Okay.
No, you don't have it. I should have told you earlier. I threw you on the spot. Sorry. Yeah. There we go. Let's take a little trip back in time to, I don't know, probably 3 weeks ago.
Uh-oh.
And I came into the studio, and I had a gripe to pick. And it was the fact that I was so mad. Why are you cowering?
I don't know what
thing?
you're going to say.
You're like hiding behind the computer
I
screen.
can't even look at him. I don't know what it is.
I came in and I kind of threw a hissy fit, and I knew the first person I was angry at in the building, and it was whoever the person was that was leaving like no coffee.
Oh yeah,
in the coffee pot, and I always had to be the one to make the coffee. And ever since that day, there is now a full pot of coffee when I come in.
Yes.
Kelly, do I owe you an apology? Did I shame you?
You did not.
Into making coffee every morning?
No,
it was me, by the way, that I think I owe the apology.
I don't know. I'm just happy right now.
That's not you?
As soon as you brought up the coffee pot, I went, I have nothing to do with this. This is great.
No.
Did I shame you into making coffee, Kelly?
Well, I guess you could say that in a way. I would phrase it more like you reoriented my brain in the way that I guess nobody else, up to the point that you have gotten here, nobody else has been drinking coffee after me and the news director, Mark and I.
Right.
We drink a pot of coffee between the two of us, and then we're done. And there's been nobody who's come in directly after us who's needed coffee, so we never made it again. Never thought about it till you said it. So now I'm reoriented to there being another coffee drinker in the building.
Right, but it's not your responsibility to make the coffee. I can make the coffee.
Okay.
You disrupted the balance by coming to work here.
I feel like it reoriented me into working with human being coffee drinkers, which is true. Like, what Thick said was, it's just common courtesy to just make another pot. And he's right. He is right. You are right. And so I've just reoriented myself into making another pot when we're done with the first one. So, no, you do not owe me an apology.
Okay.
Hand to God, you don't owe me an apology.
All right.
And I'm happy that you noticed.
I absolutely noticed it every day. I was like, oh, no. I shamed her into making coffee just for me, which you don't have to do.
Shame. Shame.
No, it's sufficient. I can take constructive criticism.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Well, I do appreciate the fresh pot of coffee when I walk in.
Good. All
and
right.
I can just go right. I can pour my cup and go right to work instead of dealing with the grounds and all that kind of stuff. So thank you very much. 99.7 The Blitz. Yeah, what is this? Animal Planet or Discovery Channel or what is this?
Themed to National Geographic
National
Channel.
Geographic. Perfect.
I felt like I needed something.
Can you do that again?
Wait, hold on. All right. Cat. Holy hell.
Oh, that's the first time you've heard her do that.
That is the first time I've...
I'll give him a good one, Kelly.
Okay. Okay, that's
that wasn't
Holy crap, Kelly, that was amazing. Cow. pretty good. That's pretty good.
Thank you.
Pretty good. Yeah, so we got some animal stories to get into. They came out of the woodwork today, so I have to share them with you. Beginning with, man, we are seriously running out of ideas for TV shows. Can we have another reality competition show? This is absolutely mind-blowing. Tom Bergeron. He has become famous yet again for hosting Dancing with the Stars over the past, I can't even tell you how many seasons. Not that he ever was not famous, but really had a resurgence with Dancing with the Stars. And now he will have another job during Shark Week as he hosts Dancing with Sharks.
Okay.
What?
This is an actual show where divers will perform choreographed underwater routines with actual sharks. What in the actual F? What? Yeah, sharks can be trained to do things? What do you mean choreographed?
I mean, I feel like, are we just like swimming in a circle or a figure eight?
Right.
What else are we doing
What
here?
exactly?
Maybe a flip, I guess. But
Well, I do know, and I'm not sure what kind of shark it is, but there's one that you can touch and invert it so it's like nose down, and you can like rub its belly. I'm not kidding. It'll like float right there in front
It's
of
going
you.
to dance with Tara Reid.
Yeah, like what?
But I mean, if we could get like the Macarena, maybe I might tune in.
Oh.
But
Put
I've
your-
seen fishes swim, so I'm
Put
good.
your left fin in, put your left fin out, put your right. Dear Lord, baby Jesus, please let one of the divers get attacked, so we can learn our lesson to stop messing with wild animals.
But not fatally.
Not fatally.
Okay, gotcha.
Maybe like elbow down. Lose something like
Just
elbow
get tossed
down.
around a little bit, and then you see the shark lick its lips like it's going to go in for the kill, and then the guy gets rescued. And then they're like, no more. We're not doing this nonsense anymore. Okay.
All right, maybe.
They're going to dance the baby shark.
Oh, yeah.
No, they are not. Here's another one for you. There is a scientist who, as crazy as this sounds, we may have to thank. Tim Freed is a snake handler, and he has known that anti-venom not only is hard to come by, it's hard to make, because there are so many different types of venom out there, so many different types of snakes. So what did he do? He decided, I'm going to help out humanity. He has allowed venomous snakes to bite him over 200 times in 18 years, including 2 comas by 2 cobra bites, to build up his immunity in his blood so they can take his blood and make anti-venom, like a universal anti-venom. I mean, thank you, but you are nuts.
Right?
There is some disordered brain function there to think that makes you... I'm glad that he does it, and it's also very interesting, but also, what? Like, what happened in your life, my man?
Yeah. Now, snake bites do kill up to 140,000 people every year and leave over 420,000 people disabled or needing amputations because of the snake bites. So, yeah, you're talking more than 500,000 people a year that he can help. And it's working. Scientists have said they're seeing test results, and he is building up anti-venom in his blood.
Okay, I feel like there has to be some type of masochism in the brain and some type of Munchausen syndrome or something. Like, you want to be sick, you want to experience pain, and here's the perfect way to do all of that.
Yeah, I don't know. That has got to be the world's craziest job.
And the guy's still living.
And still living. Yep. After 2 comas.
Yes, he has a death wish. He does not care. This man does not care whether he lives or dies.
Well, is it I don't care as long as I'm helping humanity sort of care?
Are you that altruistic where you will give up your life in order to get anti-venom for a snake that's likely not going to bite anyone? I don't
Hey,
know.
more than 500,000 people a year.
Oh, okay.
That's a lot of people.
Okay, all right.
There's
I'm not saying he's not doing great work. I'm just saying it is. That's an interesting
nuts.
psychological study.
I mean, if that's like exactly what it is, there are humanitarian awards, right? Because this guy
Right,
deserves one.
yeah.
yeah, let's give this guy an award of
Yeah,
some kind.
for sure.
You deserve
Absolutely.
a trophy.
And finally, a new study out of Oxford studying chimpanzees have found, man, they're coming along. Not only have they found that they have certain vocal patterns which are the building blocks of actual language, but they use leaves to wipe their butt.
Oh.
They clean up after themselves. Not only that, they also use leaves to clean up after sex.
What?
Dang.
Look at these guys.
I'm just picturing a female chimpanzee laying on her back. You gonna get the warm washcloth or what?
I'm looking for the leaf with the aloe in it.
Right. Hello, could you take any longer? I'm laying here. It's drying up. Let's go.
Oh, great. Poison ivy again.
All right, pretty simple question this morning. 800-821-9970. Give us a call. Answer the question. What's one thing you've tried that you'll never do again? You tried it once. I'm good. I know mine. Mine is food-related. Oysters. I'm good.
Never again.
Never again. Tried them once.
One time.
One time, that is.
How'd you have them?
On a saltine cracker
Raw,
with Tabasco and
Tabasco.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, and a little. I think like a little dab of garlic. But the second I put it in my mouth, did the whole thing. It went to the left side, and the saltine cracked in half.
Uh-huh.
So when I bit down, I bit into the and it like shot out between my teeth.
Oh, yeah.
And it was it was bad.
Yeah.
There's good oysters and then there's not so good oysters.
No,
And,
there's just crap oysters.
Tabasco sauce, really? No, cocktail sauce is what.
Or that's what it was. Horseradish, cocktail sauce.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, all right. But have you never had them cooked in any way?
No,
All right,
no, and I won't.
okay.
Never again. Kelly, what's one thing you've tried you'll never do again?
Skydiving.
We'll change that.
Never. Oh, no.
We'll
I
say
will
that.
never, ever again. That is
I'll
my
take it.
vow to the universe, is that there is nothing in this entire world that could make me skydive again.
Show dive.
No,
dive.
I have
show
got,
I'm not doing it.
I have
Absolutely
got
not.
a 9mm to Charlie's head. I'm taking you skydiving.
All right.
What do you say? See?
I'll do it
All right,
then.
there.
But no, it was a miserable experience. Everything went off without a hitch.
Miserable. You didn't like it
I
at
was absolutely panicked. I did it for a radio, I guess this is not this radio station. It was a radio station I worked at previously.
all. Okay.
Promotion.
A promotion connected to an advertising buy. So I was basically,
Oh, you were
I don't want to say
forced to do
forced
it.
into
Uh-huh.
it, but basically strongly encouraged. So I didn't want to do it in the first place, but I did go. One of my best friends was doing, it was in sales at the time at the radio station. She was doing it too. That made it a little better, but she loved it. As soon as we landed, she was like, I want to go again. I thought I would rather, I would do anything to
That's
not
it.
ever have this experience
I
again.
mean, obviously you've been at the Blitz for a while, but this had to be a long time ago because there's no way any radio company legally would now allow you. They're not taking.
But they're
a
out of
chance.
business as well, the radio company.
Oh,
is
okay, that makes
anymore.
sense. Yeah. Okay.
But I tell you, it was a miserable, just completely, I was panicked the whole time. I could never relax at all.
We had a client, was it Tandem Skydiving, I think was the name of it? And I know Ronnie used to go jump with them.
It was called tandem skydiving.
I think that was the actual name of it.
Really?
Yeah.
Because tandem is what you
Yeah,
do
I know.
when you have
I
someone
know.
on your back.
And I could be wrong, but they were a client that advertised with us, and Ronnie would go and jump with him. And
Again, I can't state it strongly enough. The skydiving company was amazing, and the jump went perfectly.
Right.
Nothing went wrong. I could not enjoy it from the moment I stepped out of the vehicle when we arrived at the location.
Oh, before you even got on the plane?
I felt like I was going to lose it the
Okay.
whole time.
Vic, what's one thing you've done that you'll never do again?
ice skating.
Oh.
Yeah, I couldn't even stand up one. My ankles just kept bending. I could not do anything.
Oh, you didn't have your skates untied enough.
I tried. Oh no, I tried. I
Yeah?
tried lacing those suckers up as tight as I could. And understand, I am great at roller skating.
Well,
I
here's the
am
thing.
outstanding at roller skating.
I rollerbladed forever, and the fact that I couldn't get ice skating down was really weird.
Same
to
with
me.
you too.
Yeah.
I mean, I could barely even walk on. Trying to step. I just kept bending. I can't even walk in.
The internet answered, what's one thing you've tried that you'll never do again? Someone said running. If you ever see me running, you should run too. I've had that rule forever. Yeah, if you see me running, you run with me because something terrible is
I
back
just saw a
there.
video. This woman yesterday said, if somebody ever says my body was found on a running path somewhere, you know that I was killed somewhere else and placed
there,
I
right.
will never be on a running path.
Gambling. Went to the casino with friends for a weekend, lost several $100s in about an hour and a half, never placed a bet again.
Wow.
Well,
I wish I had that mentality.
Somebody said going to Costco the day before Thanksgiving. Never doing that again.
Yes. 800-821-9970 or 99-700. What's one thing you've tried that you'll never do again? Keith says mushrooms. Did them once in the early 90s. Never again. Not a good experience. When you're slithering down the steps head first, naked, you know it's not a good trip. Yeah, that'll get you.
Kim said she will never ride in a helicopter again.
Oh, really?
Okay.
I would like to.
Here's one for Kim and Kelly. I skydived out of a helicopter.
Wow.
Yeah. And let me tell you, that's a completely different sensation because when you go skydiving, you have what's called relative wind as the plane is moving, so you don't get like that elevator feeling. It's very windy, but you don't get the drop feeling.
Yeah.
In a helicopter because it's dead air. Then you get the feeling as you're falling out of the helicopter.
The G-force.
Yeah.
We are getting so many texts that just say marriage.
Yeah, of course.
Brian, Matt the truck driver, Gary, Lindy. I mean, I tried that once, not doing that again.
JG said buying a new car. Absolutely will never buy a brand new car again. It was a terrible experience. I'll always go used.
I agree with you there. You're driving off the lot, losing half the value right away.
No.
Buy a car that's a couple years old. Yeah. Blitz, good morning. Hi, who's this?
Hi, this is Lori. Good morning.
Hi, Lori. What's one thing you've tried, Lori, that you'll never do again? One and done.
Shopping on Black Friday.
Okay.
Yeah.
I will never do that again. I did that once for something my kids wanted and something I wanted. I waited in a long line, almost got into 2 fights.
I was going to
with nothing.
I was going to ask if you punched someone over a Tickle Me Elmo or something.
You said you got nothing?
Actually, I almost got a fight because somebody was ramming me with their cart from behind me. And it wasn't even because it was over a piece. Yeah, not worth it. Not worth it.
If I'm getting rammed in the back by a stranger, I'm definitely... Time out.
Yeah.
I'm definitely fist fighting, and if all of a sudden I'm getting rammed in the back by a stranger.
Oh, yes.
Let me tell you. Definitely happening. Thank you so much for the call. I hope you have a great weekend. Blitz, good morning. Hi, who's this?
Hi, this is Kenneth.
Kenneth, what is one thing you've tried you'll never try again?
The tap water in India. Never again.
Oh, yeah. No, that is a terrible idea.
How did this turn out? What happened?
Explosions from both ends.
Yeah.
How long did it take to get over that?
I think it was like 2 or 3 days, and even then, thinking about it now, I'm still shuddering.
You almost ended up on the computer screen in Oregon Trail. You've died of dysentery.
Yes.
Man. Well, thank you for the call. 800-821-9970. I want to hear what's one thing you've tried that you will never do again. One and done. It's 99.7 The Blitz. All right, what's one thing that you will never try again? You tried it once, you'll never try it again. Someone said hot tubs. It feels like a gigantic soup pot for humans. Yeah, but it's so relaxing. Yeah. Oh, I love me a hot tub. Let's see. Dating someone with opposite political views. Nothing wrong with the person. It's just unnecessary conflict.
Yeah,
like
all
in the
time.
house. I could totally see that.
Somebody said bringing their dogs on an overnight hotel stay. It was miserable for everyone. They'll never do it again.
Oh, interesting. Yeah. Going to a strip club. It was boring, and I felt bad for the dancers. Oh, come on. We're going to have to ask Tiny Texie about that in about a half an hour. She's performing at Sirens and coming in for her show this weekend, the world's smallest exotic dancer. So we'll have her at 8:30. Who's on the phone right now?
John.
John, what's up, John? John, you there? Hey, John.
Yeah,
one thing you've tried you'll never try again?
Skydiving.
Yes.
Oh, you're with Kelly on this one. So
I'm totally with Kelly on that.
You've done it one time. You'll never do it again. What you didn't? Was there something wrong, or you just didn't enjoy the experience?
I hated the experience. I went with the girl I was dating at the time and a friend, and as soon as I jumped out of the plane, I couldn't breathe.
Yep.
Oh, really?
I had the exact same experience.
Really?
It was terrifying.
And my buddy, he actually passed out twice.
Whoa!
On his way down.
Oh my gosh!
Too much adrenaline got to him, and he was just.
Yeah.
Did he wake up
Yeah,
before
I
he
don't know.
landed?
Well, his second time he passed out was right before they landed.
Really?
Oh, my gosh.
Whoa.
Not even the adrenaline part. That's the calm underneath the canopy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did I
didn't like the chute either. When they pulled the chute, the harness that goes up under your legs, they just kept pulling that, and they're like, "Yeah, pull your knees up higher, higher." And like, good Lord, this is awful.
it'll mush your junk for sure. Yeah, it'll get up in there without a doubt.
They warned me before we jumped about the breathing issue, that some people are like us, John, that they cannot breathe
Really?
when they jump out, when they do the jump initially. And the person said, just breathing out, blowing all the air out of your lungs, and then your body will naturally suck air in. But I tell you, it took a minute. And
That's
I
crazy.
panicked. I could not breathe.
Never had that issue.
Yeah.
I did. Did I tell you my tandem? I told you my tandem story, right? When I was helping my buddy train.
Oh, yeah, and you knocked your
He
head
knocked
back?
me out.
Oh, he knocked you out.
because I was trying to stop him from doing what he needed to do, and he headbutted me in the back of the head, and I was out cold for that skydive. But that was intentional. Hey, John, thanks for the call, man. I hope you have a great day.
Wow.
Yeah, it can be interesting up there for sure.
Cheyenne said roller coaster. Waited in line for 3 hours. Then when we finally get into the death trap, it breaks down going up the first hill. Then sat for another 2 hours. Never the F again.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you had a bad experience.
You
That
did have a bad
sucks.
experience.
'Cause
But I
roller
do
coaster
hate a
is-
3-hour wait for a 2-minute ride. That does get annoying for sure.
Yeah.
Blitz, good morning. Hi, who's this?
Sierra.
Sierra, what's the one thing you've tried that you'll never try again?
So I went to an amusement park, and they have those things. It's like a trampoline. They put you in a harness that has 2 bungee cords, and you can jump.
Yep.
Apparently, it's not built for larger-chested people, and I gave myself a bloody nose.
Oh, no!
Wait.
Ouch.
You gave yourself a bloody nose with your own boob?
Yes, sir.
Big boobs.
Girl. Oh, I bet that
I'm not
hurt.
laughing at you. I'm laughing with you. Even though you're not laughing, I'm laughing with you. Oh, my God.
Oh, it was funny. We laughed about it for years, but the first jump, about knocked myself out.
Wow.
Oh, no.
Okay.
Oh, gosh.
I got to know. I have to know.
You're going to ask.
I
like
am.
a double D?
No, it's way bigger than that.
All right.
It's
Got
way
it.
big.
I do not currently know my current bra size. I've never been measured. I just kind of stuff them in whatever bra I can find. I can tell you this much. No store sells my size.
No store sells your size. Oh, did you concuss yourself with your own boob meat? Oh,
I had to sit down for about a good hour because, it hurt.
That probably hurt your boob and your nose. Gosh. Oh, I'm so sorry.
Yes.
Terrible experience.
Wow. All right. Well, that's okay. I can understand why you would never want to go on a trampoline again.
Jeez. Sorry, Sierra.
Sierra, thank you. Thank you
guys
for
have a
sharing.
good day.
You too. Bye.
Wow.
That's that's kind of an end all be all right there. If you, God, you knock yourself out. That's a TKO.
That's a TKO.
And now, 3 things you need to know before you go.
Giant Eagle is going back to disposable plastic bags after a year of reusable fabric bags. A company spokesperson says since May of 2024, customers have been offered reusable fabric bags to shop with. However, they have not seen strong customer adoption of the bags, and most of them were discarded after one use. Oh, and by the way, they're not recyclable. So the whole thing sort of backfired on them.
Oops.
Yeah.
I was there Saturday, and they didn't have any of the cloth bags.
Okay, really?
All they had were paper bags. I said, what happened to the cloth bags? They said, oh, we discontinued them. They're gone. We're getting plastic back, but we're not allowed. We have the plastic bags, but we're not allowed to put them out until Thursday. And I went, oh, okay.
Okay. Well, these plastic bags that Giant Eagle will be offering are made out of 75% recycled plastic. They're similar to traditional plastic grocery bags, but the company says they have a significantly better environmental impact. The new bags will be in all of Giant Eagle's Columbus stores, except for its Bexley Market District Express store, because Bexley has banned retailers from using plastic bags since 2022. In a class at Northeastern University in Boston, a student named Ella Stapleton says the class's course syllabus forbade the use of AI. So she says she was very surprised to discover that the instructor was using ChatGPT to create lessons. So she decided, no, I'm requesting a refund. I want my $8,000 back. This is ridiculous. Basically, she said she was paying to be taught by a human being and not by a service that she could otherwise have used for free.
I forbade you.
So the school denied the refund request, and the New York Times then got involved, spoke to the professor who admitted to using ChatGPT. He said, I just want to give my students the best class experience, but they're not allowed to use it. Anyway,
Come
that's
on.
kind of funny. All right, let me give you a little bit. This is sort of a minor, not very detailed update on drummer Sean Kinney with Alice in Chains. We all know that they had to cancel their appearance in Sonic Temple because of an urgent medical issue, non-life-threatening, that Kinney suffered.
Because they had canceled the show 3 days prior, whatever show they were doing 3 days prior,
right?
And we were uncertain what was going to happen.
Yeah, they canceled right after sound check, so people were already at the venue and they had to cancel that one. And then they were supposed to play tonight, Welcome to Rockville tonight. So they've canceled all their May concerts. So Kinney did release a statement via the Alice in Chains social media accounts. He thanked everyone, basically apologized, hated to cancel the shows, knows that people spend their hard-earned money and make all these plans, and it's really disappointing. He said, I was very much looking forward to getting back out there and playing with the band again. It's been a difficult but necessary decision to make. I'm not particularly fond of my health issues being made public, but I understand that people are concerned. Now, he never specifies what the issue is at all. He just says when the doctors advised him against playing in the short term, he said he quickly went through the 5 stages of grief. He said denial. He said I'm fine. Anger, F this, I'm still going to play. He went through bargaining. What's it going to take for me to hear a better diagnosis? Then depression, this sucks, and acceptance. This sucks, but okay. He said, I have finally concluded that medical doctors with many hard-earned degrees on their walls might know a bit more about health than a musician with some shiny spray-painted records on his wall. He thanked everybody for the outpouring of love and concern and said, the good news is that I'm going to be fine and I'm going to live. The bad news for some of you is that I'm going to be fine and I'm going to live. So that's kind of a non-update. Right. What we really want to know is what's going on, and he hasn't said.
No, and there was rumors on the internet. A lot of things were saying he tore his ACL, but I feel like if that's what it was, he would just say, I tore my ACL.
Yeah, under doctor's recommendations. So if you tear your ACL, you can't play drums. If this is under doctor recommendation,
right,
then that sounds a little different for sure.
A little different. Yeah. We'll see, I guess. At some point, we'll find out, I'm assuming. Those are your 3 things.
All right, so there's this great website called Fesshole, and basically people go on anonymously and they write just like a little tiny sentence about something they've done. They admit to a little something they've done.
Oh, a confession.
A confession.
Fesshole. Okay.
Confess. Yeah,
okay.
Confess.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
And so I found a couple that just had me cracking up. These are all anonymous, and I think all of us, if you were to really look inside, you've done something that you're holding on to a little secret. Like this person, I work in security and create jobs for myself because I get bored, and it also makes me look like I do my job properly. Like I'll open windows and doors and write reports about it, or I'll run the faucet in the restroom until it floods and then report it.
Wow.
So he's making work for himself. This person admits, I live in constant fear that my wife will discover dozens of notepads I've compiled for decades that have thousands of sketches I've drawn of big erections.
What?
She'll wrongly assume that I'm gay, which I'm not. So why
that
is that?
Sounds like something a gay dude would say.
Why is that your doodle fixation?
Maybe you just really like the ween?
I guess.
I mean, just as an art piece.
Gay! I mean, it's an interesting looking appendage, that's for sure.
Yeah. Maybe you're just trying to get it exactly right.
They're kind of like snowflakes.
Yeah.
No single one is the same. Let's see. This person admits, photographer here. I do a few weddings. Every time I take a picture of someone over 80, I frame it and edit it so it'll look great on their coffin. Nothing like having the picture ready for the day it's needed.
Wow. Okay.
I was about 3 when I complained to my parents that the chocolate sprinkles on the kitchen floor tasted bad. We had mice.
Oh.
I'm glad you're alive and didn't catch some weird disease that only House could solve.
Hantavirus.
Yeah, exactly. This person admits moved into a new house. A cat kept appearing at the door begging. My wife got it into her mind that the cat was lost, ended up giving it away on Facebook Marketplace. A couple of days later, the next door neighbor knocked on the door asking if we've seen her cat. Whoops! Went for a few beers after work with a colleague. We made a list ranking everyone we worked with on how annoying they are. I've lost it, and I'm pretty sure it's somewhere in the office. Fortunately, it's in his handwriting.
Like the burn book.
Yeah. This person admits... this person admits, I was cooking with turmeric and didn't realize I still had it on my hands when I stroked my daughter's white cat. Pretended I had no idea what Snowy's head was all of a sudden turning yellow. Can't admit it now. She ran up big vet bills trying to figure out what was wrong.
Oh, whoops.
Oh, whoopsie. A guy on my team was terrible at his job and made it clear he didn't like me. I recently made a mistake and saw an opportunity to blame it on him. Turns out it was the last straw that broke the camel's back. He got sacked. I'm not sorry, Graham.
Oh.
Wow. This person admits I'm a respectable 33-year-old married lady who does almost nothing out of the ordinary. I do, however, have an arrangement with a taxi driver who picks me up 4 times a week for work. He doesn't charge me as long as I fart while I'm in his cab.
What?
It's weird, but it saved me $500 so far.
How? Okay.
I don't know that.
I cannot envision the scenario in which that came up in conversation.
Right. Did one sneak out and the cab driver was like, no,
hey,
please.
By the way, if you're going to be farting, can I pick you up more?
Oh, my
what?
God.
No, it's not a foot fetish. It's a fart fetish.
Right? And finally, my wife and I thought we'd spice things up by trying swinging. We visited a club, and we are confronted by our son-in-law's parents going at it like rabbits as a group watched. They saw us, we saw them, we quickly left. Very awkward family get-togethers ever since then.
Hey, I don't know why it's awkward. You were all there for the same thing,
That's
right?
You share something in common.
That's right.
You guys can get together and hook up.
Absolutely.
Not so breaking news. The news already broke. We're trying to put it back together.
Oh, man, it is all about some naked people for the not-so-breaking news today. The first one actually is a WTF. What the Florida? A man in Winter Park went to go get a massage when things took an interesting turn. Take a listen.
I noticed his clothes were on the floor, and after his clothes were on the floor, he got up on top of me and was completely laying on me naked. He started trying to massage my front.
Excuse me?
Wait. Okay.
The massage therapist was trying to give him a happy ending.
Okay.
Not something he wanted or not something he paid for. And you now have a naked man laying on top of you.
What the heck?
Now, here's the deal. The accused, Ronald Michael Gutierrez Galvez, owner of the Romic Massage and Spa, apparently, this is not the first time he's done this. In fact, 5 men have now come forward alleging that he tried to end the massage in a joyous way.
Dude, you're not getting it. This is not how this is supposed to work.
Right.
This is not what they're interested in.
Yeah, you don't just assume that's what they're there for. Usually they slip you like an extra 60, and it's like, hey, you don't just crawl on top of them naked.
Is that what it is, an extra 60?
I don't know.
Okay.
Don't ask me, Kelly.
Let's call Bob Kraft. You know.
He definitely would know. The second story, let's see here. There it is. All right, this is quite interesting. This story takes place... Nope. Oh, shoot. I lost the story. Hold on. Give me 2 seconds. Darn, it disappeared on me. Oh, no, wait. I really wanted to get to this story, too. Kelly, tell a joke.
Okay. A Catholic walks into a bar. I don't really know.
I found it. I'll save you, Kelly. Here we go. Second story coming from Los Angeles last Saturday. After being away for a couple days, a man comes home, puts the key in the door, and as he looks inside, he saw that his house had been ransacked. I was like, wait a minute. So he goes inside. He says, what's going on? And he looked closer as he's walking around his house, found a naked man sleeping in his bed. He called the police, and they hauled the guy off to jail, but the homeowner continued to find strange things inside the house. The intruder apparently ate a box of ice cream sandwiches, which I don't blame him for that. I would absolutely destroy an entire box of ice cream sandwiches.
If I broke into someone's house, that's the first thing I'm looking for is an ice cream sandwich.
What is it?
Yum.
I think it's like the Skinny Cow. They come in a 4-pack
are they
of
good?
ice cream. Oh my God. I have destroyed a 4-pack before. The whole point of the Skinny Cow is they're lighter in calories. You eat one and you get satisfied. Nope. I destroyed all four without a doubt. He also cooked some veggie burgers, went through all the chewing gum, and spit out the entire wad on the counter. Ate a full box of 60 pieces, and then spit out the wad the size of a softball. He also killed a possum on the back patio by using a statue.
What is this?
I don't know. Take a listen to the homeowner.
As I stuck the key in, I could see the entire kitchen had been ransacked. Completely naked, sleeping in my bed. He was yelling to me and my friend and also the officers, I'm going to kill you, I'm going to effing kill you. He ate a box of ice cream sandwiches. He ate Dole Whip, a whole box of Beyond Beef burgers. He stuck in the microwave, cooked them, and then ate them. And then spit a big wad of gum the size of a softball, like, on my kitchen table.
What?
That's a big wad of gum.
That is a big wad of gum.
You know, at some point he had drool coming out because sometimes you can't control it after you have so much gum in your mouth. Ugh. Yuck.
Not surprisingly, the homeowner also found little baggies around, so obviously there was some kind of drugs in this man's system. Yeah. Not surprised one bit. Police are still investigating. That is your not-so-breaking news. Welcome to your Friday. It is going to be a great weekend. Weather-wise, we might see a storm this evening. Tomorrow looks like it's going to be nice. Sunday, more of the same. We're going to be floating in the mid-70s. It's going to be a great weekend to get out, go have a little fun. And you know where you can do that? You can do that at the brand newly opened Sirens. There we go. That's what I meant to say. Yeah, Sirens reopened, revamped. They now have like this sports bar area. Of course, you can check out the shows. I've heard that they've got this amazing lunch thing going on for the early shift. And they are not against bringing in the high talent. And that's exactly what they've done. Tiny Texie is here. Hi, Tiny Texie.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm doing wonderful.
Now, you are labeled as the world's smallest exotic dancer and the world's smallest mother of two, I just heard.
Yes.
Two daughters.
Well, no, I have one son and I have one daughter.
Okay, one son and one daughter.
Yes.
And I was hearing a story that not only are you getting kind of the preteen attitude, but you're also getting the I'm taller than you attitude.
Yes, let me tell you, when she wants to give me the heat, she will give me the heat.
Really?
And I'm talking like the 4-foot heat. Yeah. My daughter's 4 foot, already starting to tower over me. And when she says go, Mommy, we better go.
Okay, now I guess that's the question. How tall are you?
So I am 3'6".
3'6".
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so then I guess I'm curious. How did this all begin? Was this something that you kind of just fell into? You knew you had a knack for it? Did you always enjoy dancing?
So it's funny, a little bit of secret. When I was, 3 years old and 2 years old and still in diapers, I could barely walk and I was still dancing. So I've been doing this for a good minute. It's kind of just a passion of mine. I just love performing. I was in pageants when I was little, so it's kind of a little knick-knack that I just kind of fell into.
Okay, and it has turned into quite the career. In fact, you were so busy traveling, 40 weeks or more out of the year doing shows that you actually stepped away for a little bit, right? You air quote retired?
Yes, I did. I actually wanted some time with my daughter, sightsee and stuff like that with her and experience the world more. But, even then, I love it. I could never give it up.
And then you decided, you know what, I'm getting back into it.
I'm going to come on back. Like, come on, I can't get rid of
you. You got tired of her pushing you around?
Need a little time. Right?
So where's home base? Where are your kids?
So I am from Corpus Christi, Texas. Yes, I'm a country girl. I fall back in the city a little bit. but my boots was still nick-knocking, and, you know, I'm just a country girl at heart. So.
And found out she is a Dallas Cowboys fan, of course.
Yes, I am.
Yes.
How about them Cowboys?
So what are the kids into? Are they in sports, or what do they like to do?
So I tried to get my daughter in sports, but you know what? She said, no, I want to box. So I just got her in the boxing.
Oh,
that's
How
a
about
sport.
that?
Okay.
Yes, she loves it. She's going to be starting this weekend, so I'm super excited to see what my daughter can really do. She already be kicking butt, so she'll be kicking my butt already. So get the training in.
What are the kids up to while you're out on the road performing?
Well, we actually have her at home. You know, she's with mommy.
Okay.
You know, I am in a grave. Shout out to my baby out there. Yeah, she's out there with my, right now, and she's having so much fun. You know, whenever I have to go on these works and jobs, you know, Anna, she loves to take her out, you know, and do like the zoo and go to the aquarium, you know, especially right now because she's in, you know, if you haven't known, you do know, we have another one on the way. Yes.
So I saw that on your website. When is the next baby due?
Ooh, you know, y'all gotta just keep an eye out. Now we'll find out.
Oh, okay.
I can't let that out. No.
All right, little secrecy going on. All right, so you know, you come out of retirement. You're visiting these amazing clubs like Sirens. But what time did you get to bed last night? If you performed last night, you got to be a little tired, right?
You know, I think it was maybe 4, maybe 5.
Oh.
I had some Chick-fil-A was waiting for me, so I had to smash that.
Okay, yeah, you got to take care of that after all that working and dancing. You got to smash some Chick-fil-A, absolutely.
Given I just got the Chick-fil-A when I arrived to work, and I didn't get to eat it until I got out of work.
Oh, yeah, fair enough. So you've got more performances tonight and tomorrow night at Sirens. So when this happens, because I've got experience from back in the day. I spent some time DJing in clubs, and so they kind of do this rotating thing. So do you have like particular set times if people want to see you, make sure you're there by this time or this time?
I actually love to come in, you know, around right when everybody starts to feel themselves. So about 8 to 9, I try to pop up in there.
Okay.
You know, kind of scope it out. Nobody really knows I'm there, do you?
I think it'd be pretty easy to weave through the crowd, no problem.
Yep.
Keep a little secrecy.
You gotta keep a little secrecy. You're not gonna eyeball y'all out.
Okay. And so you obviously have...
My first show runs around, I want to say about 10 to 11 is when
10 to 11.
My first show. You know.
And are you up there freestyling, or do you have a choreographed type thing that you do?
You know, I'm not gonna lie. I've done the choreographing. I've tried it. And my thing I've learned for me, that works for me, I like to feel the music, you know, and have a good time and put on a show and entertain. Like, when I'm on that stage, I really disappear. You know, I don't see anything in front of me. It's just one-on-one with the stage and myself. And then I just enjoy it, you know?
Do you have all of the typical dancer moves, like the heel, clack, clack, and because they always go clack? And
you know, mine's not really a clack, clack. It's like a ding, 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 ding. But you will hear it, though. I will tell you that.
She said, tink, tink.
Like, tink, 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 tink.
That's hilarious. And then so you do the stage stuff. Do you also get out in the crowd and do like private dances and stuff?
Yes, I do. I do private dances. I do VIPs. You know, I do the hourlies. I do all of everything, you know. Photos, autographs. I also have merch. So,
okay. Wow.
You want a shirt? You want to come out and get a 7 shirt? You know?
Okay.
So what are we doing tonight? Chick-fil-A or what's on the menu?
That's a good question. Yeah, what's going to be the recharge meal after?
Because I was running up the menu at the club last night.
Yeah, I've heard they've got really good food there.
Oh my God, they have amazing food.
Really?
Outstanding. I love it.
I said I wanted to go check it out for that free lunch.
And I'm a chicken noodle kind of girl. So you got chicken noodle at a club?
You're in?
Yes.
Okay. If people do want to check you out, what's your website so they can get all the information?
All you gotta do is type in Tiny Texie, and believe me, you will find me.
Oh, so there's no other Tiny Texie running around out there.
There is no other Tiny Texie. I'm the one and only, baby.
If there was, are you going fisticuffs to take your name back if there was someone trying to be Tiny Texie out there?
Yes,
Yeah,
that
I
is
figured.
my name.
Okay.
I am from Texas.
Right, absolutely.
But you can find me at official Tiny Texie. My TikTok, Tiny Texie. Everything's Tiny Texie.
Okay, and you've got, all the socials if you want to check out Tiny Texie. In fact, I'm on the website right now. And if you are feeling generous and want to support Tiny Texie, or maybe you're a big fan, you got the baby registry up there. So go do a little something with the new baby on the way.
Come on.
That's pretty cool. You got the video and the store. If you, I don't know, maybe if you own your own club, you can do some bookings. It's right there. The link is right there to do some bookings. Will you do like private bachelor parties and stuff if someone wants to book you?
We've actually had a lot of those that come in, and let's just say it got so tiring. I had to take a step back because I was getting constantly
So many bookings.
So much.
I could totally see that. I know you said you just get up there, you feel the music, and it's just you and the stage, but someone comes out to Sirens tonight or someone comes out to Sirens tomorrow night. What can they expect?
What I like to say is, don't be shy, baby. Just come say hi.
Oh, hello. Okay. And from what I understand, there is no extra charge at Sirens tonight or tomorrow night. Because a lot of times if they do feature dancers and stuff, they'll have a different, and that is not the case. So if you want to go to Sirens, go check it out. You're going to get there about 8:30, your first performance right around 10 o'clock tonight and tomorrow night. OfficialTinyTexie.com is the website. Tiny Texie, thank you so much. We appreciate you getting up early with us.
Thank you so much.
And aren't you just the cutest little thing?
Them boys.
How about them boys?
Okay, enough. Tiny Texie, make sure you check it out. Sirens tonight and tomorrow night, 99.7 The Blitz. All right, I gotta tell you this story because I'm a bit baffled by this. Anyone who has kids, there comes a point that the birthday parties start rolling in. Where, I don't know, 7, 8, 9, 10, and you got to figure out which kids from class you're going to invite or which friends you're going to invite, the planning. Are you going to get the goodie bags with the sucker and the straw in it?
Theme.
Theme. Are you going to do it at, the McDonald's play place? Or are you going to do it at the adventure park or whatever? But this one, I don't even know what to think about this. So there's this mother who jumped on Facebook. And she was asking, I guess, for some assistance or am I in the wrong here? Because she got an invitation through Facebook for one of her kids' friends. The mom sent out an invitation for an upcoming birthday party. Here's the thing, though. She opened the invite expecting all the usual details. Date, time, location, the theme. Are you going to RSVP? Are you going to make it? That's not what she found, however. Instead, it said they're deciding to do an online party. That way, that works is you just order her stuff and send it to the address. What? Yes, there was an Amazon wish list, or it says you can send Venmo cash and I'll get the gift, but we're not having an actual, in-house party.
That is insane.
Okay, I'm glad I'm not the only one who thinks that.
How do you have the nerve to do something like that?
People do, man.
What are you trying to pull?
I don't know. I have no idea. Saying it, some people are like, well, it saves on the cleanup and the mess or decide. That's the first word I thought of. The nerve to say, yeah, go ahead and send gifts.
Okay, but the fun for the child who's having a birthday is having their friends over and opening gifts and eating cake.
Well, the mother, after being called out, doubled down and said the little girl wanted to go to a hotel for the weekend instead of having a party. So
okay,
I get the
then you do that.
Right! So she just sent out ways everyone can make sure she still gets gifts. And it gets even better.
Oh, no.
Not only did she send out invites to, the classmates and, a private invitation, hey, we're not having a party, but go ahead and send the gifts here. Then she posted it on her open Facebook page to everyone, saying, yeah, go ahead and just send gifts on over. The audacity! In fact, let me call it what? The nuts on this woman to send out an open invite like that. She's got bigger bees than I do. There is no way There is no way.
That's some audacity.
I mean, the gift is like, it's kind of almost like your admission to be able to go to a party.
Yeah, like you're providing the food and the fun, and I'm giving a gift in exchange. Exactly. Yeah. That's a perfect way to put it.
Because here's the thing. Most parents with kids in that let's call it preteen, 8, 9, they don't want to go to this stupid birthday party. They don't want to take time out of their day to go pick out a Hot Wheels toy.
Yeah, because you got to
drop your kid off, and then maybe hang out while all the kids are running and screaming, or maybe you drop your kid off and leave, and then you got to go back and pick your kid up. Your whole afternoon is ruined. But now you want me to send a gift just because, and you're not even feeding my kid? You're not even taking my kid off my hands for 2 hours, and you still want me to send a gift? I have got 2 appendages for you, and they're right in the middle of my hand. No, not happening. 99.7 The Blitz.
And now, the 3 things you need to know before you go.
The Preakness, which is the second leg of the Triple Crown, will be run tomorrow at Pimlico Racecourse. No Triple Crown will be awarded this season as Kentucky Derby champion Sovereignty will not run. Sovereignty's trainer says it's what's best for the horse. He needs a rest and that he will run the Belmont Stakes in June. This is the 5th time since 2018 that the winner of the Derby will not run the Preakness. So it's been a difficult I guess, situation in terms of a Triple Crown. We're not, I guess we're not going for that these days or something.
And and it's when this happens, the Preakness suffers. Because people aren't as interested.
Right.
Because there's no chance at a Triple Crown.
Yeah, it wasn't that long ago that someone won the Kentucky Derby and the Preakness. But they lost, was it Belmont Stakes?
Yeah, but the world was watching.
Yeah, the world was watching, right.
Yep. All right, in terms of the Preakness, Goal Oriented is the favorite at 6-1 odds. Kentucky Derby favorite Journalism is second at 8-5. Well, it has been a minute since I've done a Karen Reed trial update.
Uh-oh, hold on, wait a second. Wait a second.
All right.
We need to make it official.
It's time for your Karen Reed update with Kelly Quinn.
I need a rap or something for next time.
Oh.
Well,
it's time for your
Karen
Reed update with Kelly Queen.
Oh.
Well, my name's Karen Reed, and I'm here to say... Anyway, Karen Reed is on trial for second-degree murder in the death of her Boston police officer boyfriend, John O'Keefe. It's alleged that she hit and killed him with her car during a blizzard in January of 2022. A mistrial was declared in trial number 1 last year, so we are smack dab in the middle of trial number 2 right now. Jurors yesterday got the closest view yet of John O'Keefe's bloodied and battered body with projected photos shown to the courtroom. The medical examiner was on the stand, testified to the injuries, some of which she said are consistent with a fall backwards, but others are not, and could indicate a punch or an animal bite. The defense says Reed is being set up by the police officers involved, and that John O'Keefe was beaten and attacked by a dog before being set outside on the lawn to die, that Karen Reed had nothing to do with it. So I don't know what my opinion is. Karen Reed might have done it, but I will say you cannot convict this woman because these police officers are the most corrupt people I have ever seen in my life. It is nuts. I would love to know if you're following this at all. Text at 99700 and let me know what you think. I don't know if she did it, but you can't convict her, that's for sure. Tommy Lee and wife Brittany Furlan have reportedly called it quits after 6 years of marriage. They've been living separately for about 2 weeks. I feel like they're going to get back together. It's only been 2 weeks. There were some hints about troubles in the marriage. Like recently, Tommy Lee unfollowed Brittany Furlan on Instagram. You know, that's the death knell for a relationship.
You did what?
Then yesterday he shared a video to his Instagram stories with a message that said, "I'm sorry, the feelings you're trying to reach have been disconnected and are no longer available. Please take your bullish somewhere else." Apparently directed toward Brittany, I guess. But reports are he is refusing to get help for his drinking, and that is being blamed for the split. This is Tommy Lee's 4th marriage. And those are your 3 things.
The only thing I think is that why are you leaving now? It's not like Tommy Lee started picking up his drinking again. You knew what this was when you got into this relationship. You knew how he was. What did you...
I don't know. I do think it probably gets really tiresome. You're right. You know about it
like
going in.
Fun at the beginning.
Fun. Then, okay, this isn't fun anymore. Like, man, you're older. And isn't he like 30 years older than her or something?
Like that. Yep.
So maybe she thought he would mature out of it, and he hasn't. And that's not fair.
Tommy Lee!
I know. It's not fair to expect it at all. So maybe this thing was doomed from the start.
Yeah, and twofold. Yes, one, it's Tommy Lee. What the hell did you think was going to happen? And two, you can't go into a relationship thinking you're going to change someone. You got to take them how they are. If they do change, great. But you can't think you're going to change them. That's a recipe for disaster in a relationship.
And I do think I don't know if you read Pamela Anderson's memoir. However,
let me tell you, no, Kelly, I did not.
I think they love each other. Pamela Anderson, Tommy Lee. I think it was an explosive, unhealthy relationship, but I think in the end, she might be a part of the reason that he can't fully connect with somebody else.
I would believe that.
Yeah.
I would absolutely believe that.
I don't know for sure. It's just my, I'm just...
Your little 2 cents?
My little 2 cents there. That's right. All right. Those are your 3 things.
This is a really interesting article, but also, kind of sad, honestly. There's a new report about people with side gigs. Do you have a second job or a side gig to make a little bit of extra money? A new report asked people why they have side gigs. 29% said they needed extra income to cover basic expenses, just to live. 11% said they want to pay off debt faster.
Yep.
11 said it was for more financial freedom. 10% said they're savings for a specific goal, and another 9% said they're pursuing a passion or maybe testing out like a new career, like dip your toe in it and see if you love it, and then maybe make the full jump to a new career. But here's the most interesting thing. Those percentages don't fluctuate much. Whether you're talking to someone who makes $20,000 a year or $200,000 a year, more than 25% of people who make more than $100,000 a year, more than 6 figures, say they have a side hustle for basic life expenses.
Wow.
Isn't that crazy to think that even $100,000 a year isn't enough? And I know we actually talked about this like 2 weeks ago. That some of the cities, like the top 25 cities in the country, $100,000 is nowhere near enough to live off. In fact, I think it was like San Francisco. You make $100,000 a year, and for basic life expenses, you're still like $1,700 in the negative every month. That's unbelievable. New York was like $1,100.
But you can't tell me all the people living in those cities is making $100,000 a year.
Close.
Really? Downtown New York City, you work at McDonald's, you making $100,000 a year?
Well, yeah, but you're not living in Manhattan. If you're working at a Manhattan McDonald's, you're living in the ghettos of Queens or Brooklyn.
Yeah, because there are poor parts of everywhere.
Right.
Yeah.
But for the majority, on average, that's still the case. Which, again, is just mind-blowing the way that but I also believe that when you get to a certain level, if you're making $100,000 or $150,000 a year, you might be used to a certain lifestyle.
Right.
You might enjoy certain things, and to help pay for that, you're going to then get an extra job.
Yeah, so that you can because otherwise you're living above your means.
Well, and I'll be the first to admit, as bad as I am with money, if I have more money, I'm going to spend more money. I have.
Well, most people do.
Right.
You have more, you spend more.
And so, it's like, oh, well, I have a little bit more, so I can have a little bit more fun. Oh, crap, I probably should have saved that money, or, got to make up the difference here. So, I can see that. It's just, financial intelligence. Make sure you get some.
I'm so thankful for my wife, because, I now save the majority.
That's good. That's good.
I have a side hustle.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I can survive without it, but like you're talking about, I can't. My boat, I got that side hustle first I got it because I needed it.
Yes.
To make bills. Then it became saving money for my boat, and it's still just for, so we can go out and have a nice dinner and, whatever.
For sure.
Christmas, and it covers that kind of stuff.
Absolutely, 100%. So if you're, even if you're making decent money and you still have yourself side hustle, you are not alone by any stretch of the imagination. 99.7 The Blitz.
Now, let's see if we can learn you something. Sit up and pay attention.
Yeah, let's make you a little bit smarter than you were when you woke up this morning. Little tidbits of information you can take with you into the weekend. Maybe share this at a family gathering if you're having a barbecue, celebrating National Barbecue Day, or use it as a pickup line if you're out and about. Like, you could share this piece of information. Hey, did you know that Mark Twain was born just after Halley's Comet was visible in 1835? And then, when Halley's Comet was visible again 75 years later in 1910, he died the next day.
That's bizarre.
Was he riding on Halley's Comet? Is he the manifestation of Halley's Comet? Like, he came down and then went back up?
Halley's Comet was supposed to do terrible things to us in the 80s.
Yeah, it was.
According to Nostradamus.
It did not. Yeah. It did not. Most of Steve Jobs' wealth, there we go, came from Disney, not Apple. Because when Disney acquired Pixar from him in 2006, he got 7.4% of Disney. $4.4 billion.
Wow.
He only got about $2.1 billion from Apple. Almost twice the amount of money.
That's incredible.
Isn't it, though?
We'd have never guessed that.
Mount Everest has gotten taller. It's up to 29,031.7 feet. Actually, 2 feet higher than it was 20 years ago. Why? Because a major earthquake in 2015 shifted things and pushed it up from the ground a little bit.
Imagine you're somebody who climbed it over 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Now you haven't climbed to the absolute highest peak
of Mount Everest.
Yeah.
Because it's high. You're right. It's
yeah,
higher.
You got to go do it again.
Son of a bitch! That's one of those moments where you go, really?
Yeah.
Really? I did not know this. This is mind-blowing to me. Until the 1970s, insurance companies had vending machines at airport ticket counters. Do you want to take a guess, Thick, as to what the vending machines sold at the airport?
Cigarettes.
No.
Condoms?
No.
I don't know.
No.
What'd they sell?
Life insurance policies.
Oh, my God.
In the event of a plane crash,
that's brilliant.
You could buy life insurance policies.
That is because back then, people would do it.
Yeah, for sure.
That's brilliant.
I mean, and if it was just for your vacation, your life insurance policy is good for this flight and this flight, and you sell it for like $1 or $2.
Yeah.
And then you get all these travelers to just buy it for $1 or $2.
And there's never a plane crash.
Right.
Just making bank.
Genius.
Yes.
And finally, let's talk advertising. We know that advertising has changed over the years. And, back in the day, before there were, let's take a break for commercials, they would do commercials in the show. And that was the same for cartoons. This is a commercial inside of a Flintstones cartoon. This is Barney and Fred talking to each other during a cartoon that kids are watching.
Not a break.
Not a break in the cartoon. Take a listen.
Gee, we ought to do something, Fred. Okay? How's about taking a nap? Hey, I got a better idea. Let's take a Winston break. That's it! Winston is the one filter cigarette that delivers flavor 20 times a pack. Winston's got that filter blend. Yeah, Fred. Filter blend makes the big taste difference, and only Winston has it up front where it counts. Here, ahead of the pure white filter. Winston packs rich tobaccos specially selected and specially processed for good flavor in filter smoking. Yeah, buddy, Winston tastes good, like cigarette should.
Wow.
What? Impressionable youth watching their favorite cartoon characters, Fred and Barney, have a cigarette break, talking about how great and smooth, tasty the cigarette is.
You can't. They could never claim they weren't trying to target kids.
No way.
Seriously.
Absolutely not. Which is why we had so many parents that smoked.
Yeah, absolutely, man. And it's funny when you think back then, people didn't have a little ashtray. They had 3-level giant ashtrays. I mean, they were, the car came with the ashtray, everything you could smoke on the plane, in the emergency room at the hospital, man. They had to get rid of Joe Camel because he appealed to kids.
Kids too, yeah, for sure. Right there inside of a cartoon.
I didn't know that. I can't imagine seeing Bugs Bunny and Daffy's kicking back with a Winston.
Yeah. There you go, learning some stuff on a Friday morning, 99.7 The Blitz.